the music a couple years ago. Basically, I was doing it with my friends and shit in lunchroom.
CHANNELS is a promising up-and-coming artist based out of the Bronx who had only just started to release music and work his way up the industry food chain. And something happened that nearly wound up costing him everything. In early 2022, CHANNELS was accused of shooting a cop during a struggle over the teen's stolen weapon after he was part of what authorities are calling a disorderly crowd gathered outside a building near 3rd Avenue in New York City. Like in most cases, media attention around this arrest would wind up only elevating CHANNELS higher in the drill rap scene. And a record deal with Interscope would allow this young kid to post bail.
Everything happens for a reason, you know. The facts always come out. Whatever happens in the dark is gonna come to the light, and that's what basically happened.
But is everything as it seems in this case, and is CHANNELS really to blame for what happened? If you've ever wanted to discover more about this teenager's come up and hear the true story.
Crazy, bro. Like, that's why I hate when people in the internet comments on stuff so soon, right when it happens, bro. When that happened with CHANNELS, everybody was like, oh, there goes another rapper, he's gonna be gone. And then you feel me, come to find out months later the charges are dropped and he's gonna be good. Like, I hate when people just talk before anything is said, bro. Like, oh, the headline says this and then you wanna make an opinion on it. You feel me? Like, wait till all the facts come out, bro. Don't base your opinion off of something that you wasn't there for or you didn't see with your own eyes and you don't know what the facts are. They're gonna say one thing and then when the facts come to light, just like he said, whatever gets in the dark comes to light. You feel me? Now you look stupid saying, you feel me, bro was gonna be gone for 10 years for shooting a cop.
Story behind his altercation with the authorities, then keep watching our newest episode
overreacting like shit
of Before They're Famous to find out. But before we get into all the details, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications to make sure you never miss a single episode. And without further ado, let's get right into today's story. CHANNELS was born Carmen Williams in New York City sometime in 2005. This Bronx kid
his name was Cameron.
Grew up smart, and he says he used to dedicate himself to his education in his early years.
Facts, yeah, I know about school shit still, facts.
Word.
Gotta be smart and shit. Can't just be a dumb thing.
In fact, Blue says that he was especially interested in biochemistry thanks to his love for the Matt Damon film, The Martian, and was even on track to attend college to study science in greater depth. Look at Matt Damon influencing the youth. But then, two things sidetracked him. The first is when he found himself wrapped up in gang-like activities upon becoming a teenager. In fact, he's even pleaded guilty to criminal possession of a weapon for being caught with a firearm at only 14 years old.
Me personally, I grew up good, you know. I had a mom that fed me, but it really depends on how you make your life really in the Bronx.
Now, the second thing that sidetracked Blue from his education was much more positive. I'm talking, of course, about his music career. While hanging out with his friends, Blue got hooked on the tracks of rappers like Lil Pump, and soon enough, he was writing down his own lyrics about buying guns.
That shit is forever crazy, bro. He said his influence of Lil Pump. I understand, you feel me, the energy of Lil Pump, bro, but
and taking on his ops in the Bronx. I mean, that's how everybody's like introduction to music starts, right? Kind of want to get back at your ops, right? Maybe your ops are on the block, maybe they're at the basketball court, maybe they're at the hair salon. Everybody's got ops, you know? You don't have to be a gangster to have ops.
Used to be in school, chilling with my friends and shit, making beats, making songs and shit. And one day, I was like, fuck, take this serious.
After dropping songs with titles like No Ozone Part 2 and Not a Diss, all before the age of 16, Blue would then catch the eye of his old friend Kate Flock and collaborate with him on What Y'all Wanna Do and Treachy. Unfortunately, shortly thereafter, Flock would find himself arrested in December of 2021 for allegedly shooting a man outside of a Manhattan barbershop. About a month prior to that, Blue had stopped attending in-person classes and began homeschool, after his fame had become too much of a distraction for both himself and the other kids at his original high school. I gotta say, that's like the rap version of getting drafted into the NBA as like a high school kid, you know? Like you can't even go to class because you're so famous. I don't know. Should be everyone's goal. This decision also allowed Blue to better focus on how to break through into the upper echelon of the city's drill scene, something that seemed poised to happen at any moment, right up until the time that C-Blue found himself arrested for shooting a cop. On January 18th, 2022, C-Blue and a group of others were outside a building in the Bronx, which authorities would characterize as a disorderly gathering. When this group was approached by police, the cops demanded that C-Blue remove his pants from his pockets.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Rather than do so, C-Blue and the officer Kasim Pennant began to tussle back and forth with one another. During the scuffle, a firearm tucked in the Blue's pants was discharged and shot through this decision.
Oh shit, I went back and shit. This ain't the actual video, right? What is this video?
During the scuffle, a firearm tucked in the Blue's
Definitely not
hands
him.
was
Yeah, definitely not him. Didn't he have the gray sweats on?
discharged and shot through the rapper's leg, grazing the leg of the officer as well.
That we are endangering the lives of children by allowing children to carry guns that they are using on children.
Both individuals were rushed to St. Barbanas.
But y'all want to blame the kids with not fully developed brains and want to keep locking these kids up. You feel me? And just, like, bro, I hate Joe so much. And I hate how Eric Adams stinks. You feel me? You too worried about taking these guns off the streets, which, of course, you feel me? Whatever they chose to do is their choice, of course. But they don't got fully developed brains and they live in the trenches where money, you feel me, it's super hard to get. So you're too worried about, you feel me, getting these guns off the streets, locking all these young kids up, you feel me, they can't get an education and shit like that because they locked up, you feel me, the juvenile system, whatever. But it's still like, you should be worrying about making like more better jobs, you feel me, more just worry about like other shit, like making sure like the hood got shit to do, there's more jobs available, or you feel me, like, bro, like, man, and fucking rent in New York is already like sky high, so you feel me, there's other shit that, you feel me, is easier to do that may be illegal that they gotta do, which, man, bro, I'm just saying, bro, you shouldn't be focused on, you feel me, keep locking these kids up, you feel me, that's only just trying to protect themselves. I mean, the ones that shooting and doing this and that, what you gotta do, you feel me, again, I still don't wish jail upon nobody, the jail system, that shit, especially Rikers, none of that shit is, I can't support it, bro. Worried about making sure the trenches and the hoods and people that can't afford their rent got more affordable jobs, better jobs, or just lower rent, bro. Like, there's better ways to use your time type shit, bro. But, man, it's just like, when you see so much shit growing up and, you feel me, living where you living at, you feel me, of course I'd rather be, you feel me, selling drugs or doing this because it's fast money. I'm seeing it firsthand, what's going on. Why would I work a 9 to 5 and do that just because it's legal and, you feel me, it's a good thing to do when I can just get this fast money and just get it in my hands? You feel me? It's just like, I don't know, bro. I think Eric Adams just needs to focus on other stuff. Focus on the crime and, you feel me, shit like that, but just go about it a different way.
Children.
Don't be targeting the people that are trying to make it out and, you feel me, rappers and shit like that. Focus on, you feel me, where they're at, rent, you feel me, better jobs, shit like that. More ways.
By allowing children to carry guns that they are using on children.
Both individuals were rushed to St. Barbanas Hospital, where they both recovered from relatively minor injuries. C Blue, however, was subsequently placed under arrest. Now, this is not good considering injuries. C Blue, however,
I really thought this was photoshopped at first. I ain't gonna lie. Like, bro, it looks so photoshopped. When I seen everybody posting it, I was like, ain't no way, bro. Like, this look like his facial expression is just so crazy, bro. Who took this picture?
Was subsequently placed under arrest. Now, this is not good considering he was already on probation from his earlier firearm charge at the age of 14. In fact, during his arraignment in Bronx Supreme Court, Assistant DA Joseph Maniscalco did his best to paint C Blue as a gun-toting menace to society. During the arraignment, he said, "This defendant has taken to social media and appeared multiple times displaying a firearm that looks similar to the firearm he possessed in the incident." On the opposite side of things, Blue's attorney, Don Florio, would claim that the officers piled on top of her client during the incident. While his weapon was discharged, Blue was not the one who pulled the trigger and was never actually in possession of a weapon.
When they piled on top of him.
Nah, if you don't know her, bro, she's like the Michael Jordan of lawyers, bro. She be dropping everybody's case. I think she just dropped TG Crippy's case. She be Nazi BK's lawyer, Dougie B's lawyer. She be going crazy.
He became a victim because the gun went off and he was shot in the groin. And when he was shot in the groin, that same bullet went out through his thigh, and that same bullet grazed the police officer in his leg.
She even took things a step further by insinuating that Blue was targeted simply because he was well on his way to becoming a popular rapper. And she further claimed that C Blue's original arrest at 14 was improper because the weapon was found unloaded and only being used for filming a music video. An initial attempted...
Bro, That's the one thing, bro. If something happens, you feel me, you get pulled over. I know in New York, especially, I've heard people talk about the New York laws, like, bro, because you can't sort of weapon at all. You feel me, a firearm at all. But you feel me, if there's one in the head, it's loaded, they got a clip in it. You feel me, this, that. You feel me? Hey, if you ever get in that situation, feel me, if you just unload it, you feel me, drop the bullets or something, bro, it's a way better charge for you. And most of the time, motherfuckers get illegally searched. I mean, that's how most rappers and you feel me, most people beat their charges because they get illegally searched. Or, you feel me, it's improper searches. They find a firearm.
Murder charge was eventually downgraded to criminal possession of a weapon, second-degree assault, and other weapons-related charges, all of which C Blue would plead not guilty to. Bronx Supreme Court Justice Dennis Boyle would then set Blue's bond.
He got the judges, the judge picture, everybody.
Bond at $2,500,000. Yeah, $250,000. Which he was able to afford thanks to signing a deal with Interscope Records just weeks before this all went down. This turnabout greatly upset many high-up officials, perhaps none more so than the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, who condemned Blue's ability to post bail, stating that New Yorkers should all be outraged that a repeat offender accused of shooting a police officer is today walking free on bond, because judges are precluded from even considering danger to the community, like every other state and our federal courts. It is further proof that our system is failing us. Well, if he wasn't
and he said all that, and now charge get
happy
dropped.
about Blue posting bail, I can only imagine how he feels about what came next. The authorities' case really began to fall apart in March of 2022. That's when Bronx Supreme Court Justice Natalia Samaj was assigned to the case, after it was transformed from audit court to family court due to Blue's young age. And this judge wound up seeing things very differently from her predecessor. She took the authorities to task for Blue's arrest, calling their accusations and testimony both unreliable and self-serving. She also cast doubt on the legality of the original search of this teenage artist by suggesting that Blue did everything he could to comply with the officer's demands at the time of the arrest. By May of 2022, all charges against Blue had officially been dropped, and the city was prevented from prosecuting him any further. And while this would be seen as justice to many, others were far less inclined to look at it that way. A statement released to the media by the New York Law Department would read in part, "Just because the city cannot persecute does not mean the individual should not have been carrying an illegal weapon, a weapon that contributed to both him and an officer being shot." As
for that, that's why I say, bro, New York isn't a place for rappers, bro. Please, you can't protect yourself. Chef G couldn't protect himself. You feel me? So many other artists that are locked up just couldn't protect themselves because of the laws in New York, and C Blue was one of them. You feel me? Talking about he legally possessed a gun. Yes, he did, but C Blue just wanted to protect himself. You feel me? And that's what, you feel me? That's why I say all these artists just need to move out of New York. I know it's gonna be tough. You feel me? But please, bro.
For C Blue, well, as you can probably imagine, he and his representation were thrilled at the outcome. In fact, he'd soon hop on the TikTok to post a video that got his point across without even uttering a single word.
Bro, I remember watching the video when that incident happened, bro. It had like 1 million views in like a couple hours or some shit. Or it was like a couple 100,000 or something like that. It had a crazy amount of views for like a news channel, and it talked about the situation, bro. And everybody in the comments was just blasting up, like, how could you do that? Like, look at the NYPD officer, you feel me, taking his side to everything, bro, calling out him. Because I think the said something. The title was like, upcoming rapper shoots police, you feel me, clickbait ass title. And then in the comments, everybody was just going in on C Blue
being shot. As for C Blue, well, as you can probably imagine, he and his representation were thrilled at the outcome. In fact, he'd soon hop on the TikTok to post a video that got his point across without even uttering a single word. Pursuant to family court law, Blue's case was then sealed and further prosecution is no longer possible. Since then, Blue has gone on to release a string of new hit singles with titles like Fresh Home, Stop Dissing, and Drip. He's currently deep into recording his debut EP, and his hope at this still early stage in his career is that he'll be able to earn enough money in the near future to move his mom from out of the hood, where he spent his entire life up until this point. Now, will he be able to achieve this goal? Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, after all, this is before they were famous. Thank you everybody for watching, and please take a moment to leave your thoughts on what went down with C Blue and the New York City legal system in the comment section down below. And once you're finished with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. If you'd like to check out other entries in the series, be sure to check out our recent looks into the come up of Larry June, Ice Spice, and Swarms. My name is Clyde Smith, and I will see you guys in another video. Got my salute right. Let's go.